Hello, everyone. This is Nicole Johnson-Star with the PTSD Retreat Radio Talk Show. Tonight, I'm going to talk about my fears. We talk all around fear, and we talk about, how stress affects us, and da-da-da-da-da-da, and how everyone gets to control their symptoms, and we hardly ever get really, really personal about our individual fears. This has nothing to do with, the commonalities, the, similarities, any of that. It's fears are all individual. Even if you hate spiders, I hate spiders, guess what? Our fears are unique. And for the record, yes, I do not like spiders near me. But that said, I can also look at a spider and go, oh my gosh, that's so pretty, and want to take a picture of it and photograph it. I know, weird, right? On top of that, I hate grapefruit, but I'll drink a Freshka. Does anyone else do that? Who knows? But my point in sharing all that is that my fears are my fears, your fears are your fears, and they all are real to us in the fact that we believe strongly in them. We put faith in the fact that we put faith in our beliefs. And so they live. And that's what I meant by real before. They live for us. It's not something that's just a random thought. It's not something that's just, oh my gosh, it sucks for the moment. No, fear has a life of its own. So why is this important for PTSD? Well, individuals with PTSD have new information for our brains to create new fears. Unprocessed information, i.e. a trauma, can be used greatly with the imagination. It's like we just shocked our imagination back into running again, something that hasn't been running probably for a very, very long time, since you were a kid, maybe even. And you've shocked it back into working. And therefore, it acts like a computer when you shock a computer. All this information comes jumbled, and it just starts throwing weird things out there. And hello, that's going to spike anxiety. And that's also going to spike some interesting dreams that may not be too pleasant. These are some of the thoughts I'm having. So, let's talk about fear again. I'll get back to fear. I have a lot of fears. I have a fear that my daughter will never come back home. I have a fear that something will happen to my kiddo, and I'm not there to protect her because I've lost custody. I have a fear that she will no longer be the independent person that she is. Though that's going to take a lot of work because my daughter's extremely independent. Ask her for an opinion and beware, you'll get an answer. And you may not like it. But she'll share her opinions. Now, if she thinks she's going to hurt your feelings, she will curb it a little. Unless you ask her not to. But, my fear is that that's changing. Unfortunately, this is a realized fear because she is changing. She's not talking as much as she used to. She doesn't sleep as well as she used to. That's one of my fears. Another fear is that just for the record, it's hard for me to discuss this because I know that there are thousands of you listening. And this is making my fears very public. I have a fear that I am not enough. That there will always be individuals who will struggle with PTSD and things will not be done in time to save certain individuals. And I can't tell you how much that hurts. I have a fear of what's happening in the United States, a country that I love so very much. As much as I enjoy being overseas, I love our government and what it stands for. I love, 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 love my flag. It's what broke me during survival training, not survival training, during some specific military-specific training. It doesn't matter how angry I may be. It doesn't matter how much is out there, or whether I prefer to live overseas or live here in the United States. I love this country. And I am so concerned about the things I'm hearing. Words like revolution out of military's mouths. Media is touting people being removed from the right to bear arms, or, watching TV and seeing reality shows and seeing people no longer speaking correctly or writing correctly or even reading correctly. Seeing kids younger and younger, more and more aware of what's going on a world basis in the negative, not the positive. Seeing our military worrying about having to take sides in a domestic issue. And seeing industry. Let me change that statement. Seeing foxes police and protect the chickens. And I say this not only from a standpoint of, things away from PTSD, but also things that have to deal directly with PTSD. Medication should never be a first response when it comes to mental health and emotional issues. It should be a last resort. It deserves to be a last resort. And I'm worried about the state of our military. We have, there are many countries with excellent forces, people that I respect very highly. But this is my home. The United States is not just my home. It is a beacon of light to all those who are looking for a better life. Oh my goodness, if you have not left the United States, or if you've only left the United States because you had to go to war, there's so much out there, so many people who believe in the American dream. I mean, not just believe in it, but I mean, they dream, visualize, and focus on it and give everything they can to get here, legally and illegally. And our dream is failing in our own eyes. We've become cynical, we've become without imagination, without hope. That scares me so much. I get to admit, I've talked to my husband about the fact that if I'm not in the military, I'm not here. And if my daughter were with me, I've said she's the only thing that keeps me here in the United States. If she were grown up, even if I had custody of her, I'd probably keep her here, but just travel still. Even then, I still want to live elsewhere. Not because I hate being an American, but because I'm so afraid of the things that are occurring. Look at our media. Look at our entertainment. What's happening? Look how soldiers who are supposed to, military members who are supposed to be the elite fighting forces, the number one, fighting force in the world. We're not we don't have the most soldiers in the world, but every single one of our soldiers have heart and have fire, passion. They live to serve. Even the worst of us. I mean, every single one of these individuals have a common ground. It's their hearts. They don't quit. military just don't quit. But yet our suicide rates are through the roof. That scares me. It scares me so much. Even now, somebody is listening to this going, I'm thinking about letting go. I'm thinking about quitting. And the sad thing is, it's not just our soldiers, it's all over the country, it's all over the world. Everybody thinks this is I mean, it's starting to change, but the stigma is still there, that this is just there's multiple stigmas, you guys, that this is just a war thing, it's just a soldier thing, it's just a military thing. It's not. And it's not just oh my gosh, it's a bomb thing. Have you ever seen your kid get hurt? Seriously, I mean, my daughter, she had broken her foot, and she had slipped while wearing a walking cast on our hardwood floor and could not move. Her whole body went rigid. She could not move. And I get to tell you, I was so freaked because I knew her body had gone in rigid because it was trying to protect itself. I'm like, what is it protecting her from? Did she break something? What is she broken? Is she going to be paralyzed? Da 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 da. That's traumatizing. What about you if you're a parent and you've had a child grow up, or you were told you're going to have a healthy baby and it comes out deformed? I know you love that baby with all your heart and nothing will ever change that, but that's traumatizing. Extremely traumatizing. Individuals have dreams about their babies growing up healthy. Everything changes when you become a parent. And to have the child come out knowing that it'll never leave your side, it will always need assistance, that's extremely traumatizing. Or what about being a care provider for a baby that's on crack? Not because it ever used crack, but because his mother used crack, drugs, and a baby's born with an addiction. That's traumatizing. You see this beautiful, beautiful baby that doesn't stop crying. Or other worse things. That's traumatizing. Going to a store and finding nothing that you need there. How about this? You're a single parent, you have kids to raise. 3, 4 kids. On a single paycheck, you just lost your job. And you don't have a paycheck when you need to get food for your children. You know, I'm sure you think I can go without just as long as I have something for my kids. That's traumatizing. Something has to be done. The PTSD retreat, thank God, is not the only organization out there. Thank God. I don't care what your religion is. I don't care about any of that stuff. This is me speaking. I believe in God. You can believe in yourself. You can believe in a tree. You can believe in, the wind. It doesn't matter. I don't really care what your religion is. Just your faith. And I'm telling you, thank God the PTSD retreat is not the only resource. There's so many out there. And there needs to be more. There needs to be more people. People deserve to know that there's assistance out there and they can get it. Not because they have to pay out the wazoo or, make a decision between getting help or paying bills. They need to know that they can get treatment without it costing them something. And right now, one of my fears I mentioned earlier is industry. Did you know that PTSD is a $4 to $6 billion industry? Not 100,000, not, even million. I'm talking billions of dollars. Pharmacies are making tons and tons of money off the drugs. It doesn't make sense. Our soldiers are being made into zombies. I keep mentioning our military because their job is to defend you and to defend our country and to be there as the front line. So they are extremely important, just as every single person is important behind the scenes, making sure they're still going and it's okay. These guys are front line, and I also refer to our policemen and our firefighters as the same. They're front line. Our front line of America is being made to exist on drugs. Not heal, just exist. Listen to a soldier, listen to a military member who says they're on drugs. Oh yeah, the pain is still there. I just don't care anymore. Remember what I said the strongest part about the soldier is? It's their heart, and they don't care anymore. Hello? That's a severe warning sign. This is wrong. You want a healthy America? We need healthy solutions. You want a safer America? Put individuals who care in getting good services that are, getting good care from providers, mental or otherwise. You want there's so many things, goodness gracious. Use everything else, something that they can easily access, something that their family can do with them. You can't do drugs together. Sorry, I don't care what anyone says. No, doing drugs as a family is not a good idea. Doing alcohol together is not a good idea in the sense of having your children, young children, drinking with you. Do I think that after they're 21 that they can share a drink with you? Yeah, of course. They're your kids. Duh. Do stuff with your family. But when it comes to taking things to self-medicate, to whatever, no. Especially young children. Your baby should be able to come up to you and be able to do whatever you're doing if it comes to treatment. If you have to get treatment for your PTSD, guess what? Your family does too. And I fear that there is not enough, that I am not enough, that all these organizations are not enough. This is a huge issue. It's not just the United States. It's not just the military. This is all over the world. And it's getting worse. There's an individual who I highly respect that believes that people are worried and the stigma is actually being increased because we're talking about it so much. Folks, PTSD, and okay, before I go any further, let me explain something about PTSD. Why have I not changed the name of the PTSD retreat to PTS retreat or something like that? And why do I keep saying PTSD? Because PTSD, with emphasis on the D, is not so much that the individual has a disorder, but that there is a disorder within our system. So as long as there's disorder in the system, it does not matter what it's called. It does not matter how it's addressed or whether or not you wear kid gloves when caring for individuals or not. PTSD exists because there is disorder in the way it is handled. Did you guys know it's been taken out of the DSM-5? According to a very, very reliable source. One that I trust highly as an expert. Blows me away. I am ordering my own DSM-5 so I can prove it, and I will post I'll post it so you guys can see for yourself. And that scares me. Why? Because all those individuals who are fighting for their child custody, they're going to be looked at as individual diagnoses. Everything they're dealing with will not be under one thing. It will not be PTSD. It'll be bipolarism or being manic or being dealing with all sorts of different things. I'm having a blank. Sorry, it's late and I don't feel good. Seriously, folks. Things are not looking good. And by the way, the Constitution is not a living document. It does not get to be changed. It's there to protect us. That includes individuals with PTSD. You deserve the help. You deserve to be able to get assistance and not have to pay for it. Paying it forward? Definitely. Everyone deserves that. Paying it back? Most definitely. How? Through money? Nope. By taking care of yourself. That's how you pay it back. By taking care of yourself. You pay it back to yourself to use the skills that you were taught to take care of yourself. Why? So you can pay it forward to those who come along behind you. It's a military mindset, by the way. It's also a great mindset that used to be common in the United States. Throughout all Americans, no matter they were here in the United States or elsewhere. Folks, I have a lot of fears. I do. Fear is not abnormal. Fear is quite expected. It's how we react to the fears. Do we let it control us? Do we keep going? Do we push through? Do we get help? No to the first question, yes to the rest of them. Work together, take care of each other, and we create a better world. If you reach just one person every day, get up in the morning and say, today I get to make a difference. Today I am making a difference. Today I make a difference in someone's life. You may see no one else but you for that day, but if you make a difference in your life, you're fulfilling that. Because you know what? When you make a difference for you, to the positive, it creates a ripple. Same thing happens if you do something that doesn't work for you. You create a ripple. Ripple effect. It's amazing. You want to create something that doesn't work? You want to start building hatred towards somebody because you're pissed off and you just want to ranch your mouth? Guess what? That's going to be rippled out. Someone else is going to get chewed out that day because of that. Something else may get chewed out. But look at it this way. You get to feel love and give love for that day. Guess what? That ripples outward. Someone else will feel love and experience. The other day, driving back from Minneapolis, I have this right in front of me, in fact. There it is. Driving back from Minneapolis, this person took one look, and she paid for my lunch. Didn't ask questions. All I wanted was a smoothie, because I was on the road and I just don't like eating McDonald's, but I asked for a smoothie because I need something cold. My body was too hot. So I got a smoothie and I got water. And this woman had bought me a gift card and told the guy at the desk to use it on me and someone else. She bought 2 of them. One for me to use and one for someone else. The guy was flabbergasted. Thoroughly shocked. And this woman had two screaming twins that were running all over the place. And I'm like, man, kids running all over the place, screaming. Cute kids though, but screaming. And she was buying me lunch. I rippled that forward by using it to pay for someone else, since there was plenty on the card. She rippled, you guys. She rippled out a huge way. That random act of kindness, I got racked. That random act of kindness created a ripple to where I was able to do something really awesome for someone else. But I still have fears. And every single time I get a message that says, thank you so much, you guys give me such huge blessings. They allay my fears for the moment. Tonight, I'm a little afraid to go to bed. Why? Because I just watched something where a kid died. And I think about my own kid far, far away from me. Not even in the same state. And I'm not there with her. I'm not even there to make sure she has a safe environment so she can practice making decisions. And I get to tell you I'm afraid to go to sleep because this is my baby. And I know it's going to impact my dreams because when I worry about something, I dream about it. so I can come up with solutions, and then I practice those solutions in the dream. They work for me to do that. I just don't like seeing the other side of that. The possibilities. I see possibilities, both the ones that work and the ones that don't, and it scares me. What could happen to her? What could happen to others as well? There's so many possibilities out there. It's up to us to choose which one works for us best. And I hope you choose a decision, something that does work for you in the sense that you are thriving and surviving and doing much more. You are living, not just existing on meds. You're living in life. If you are struggling with PTSD, if you are struggling with anything, really get assistance. Break the chains of silence. Move forward. Change. Doing the same thing over and over, it's just insanity. Change. Make a change. You deserve it. So does the rest of the world. And I'd like to see that my fears are just that, fears. I don't want them becoming reality. They deserve to be just in the background, so I can just say thank you for sharing and let it go. Anyway, I know I'm rambling. I'm tired. I don't feel good. I missed a really great event today just because I wasn't feeling good. And I don't like that either. Because maybe there was a parent there, or maybe there was a person there that needed someone to talk to. I really don't like missing events, and I don't like canceling them either. We had to cancel because we didn't have funding for 2 retreats now. 2 of them have been canceled. We've had one canceled due to weather, but everything else, it bugs me. What if that retreat was exactly what that person needed, and we haven't got the funding? And that's the only reason that didn't happen. Really? Heck, I'll create an experience here, but there's only so much. You can't find a person out on nothing yet, unless it's donated, and even that, it gets to be an agreement that works for both sides. If you know how to fundraise, please come forward. I don't know how to do it. I've never in my life had to ask for something. I've always had things provided for because either I worked really hard to make sure it happened and the money could just showed up, or I'm actually going to just put it this way. Let me put it bluntly. I really don't care if you guys have an issue with religion or faith or anything, or me bringing it up on radio, because I'm not bringing up religion. I'm bringing up faith. God has always provided. When I had a need, it was always provided. No matter what the need was, whether we needed a babysitter, whether we needed money, whether we needed food. And I've never once had to worry. Even when I first came to the United States with my daughter, we had $450, 2 suitcases, and I had my baby. I didn't even have an apartment. I didn't have transportation. The perfect gifts came forward, and things happened. The same thing can assist for you as well, but I don't know fundraising because of all this. And you may ask, well, why isn't it happening now with this? If everything's always been provided. Well, perhaps this is a perfect lesson for me to get out of my pride and say, look, a lot of money is needed. A lot of assistance is needed. It doesn't even have to be money. If someone can donate miles, if someone can donate a ticket, if someone can donate food or whatever it gets to look like to make it happen. I would love to say, everything happened without even money crossing hands. That would be so cool. Step forward, please. Let me learn with you. On this team, there's no who's in charge and who's not in charge. Yes, I am in charge of this organization, but that's not the point. The point is we are a team. And I learned that from a wonderful guy who owns a really successful business. He has a round table for his conference room. Why? Because no one at that table is at the head. Everybody is heard equally. He still makes the decisions, but everyone is heard equally at that table. Sounds familiar? Yeah, it is like King Arthur and the Round Table. And it works. I deserve to have teams that can work this and no fundraising so we can get it. And if you guys don't know it, but you want to donate, go to gofundme.com/the PTSD retreat. Again, that's gofundme, no spaces, .com /the PTSD retreat. GoFundMe.com, the PTSD retreat. But I really would love to have your assistance. If you know people, talk to them. If you know individual companies by personal, the CEOs and owners personally, talk to them about supporting the PTSD retreat. Please, make a difference somehow. So we can keep doing this. It means a lot to me. And it takes a lot for me to even say this. But the stories that we get, the people that we reach, oh my goodness, there's so much. The retreats that we do, they all cost money. Even if it's just travel and lodging at times, or even just travel. We deserve to have some assistance with this. However it gets to look, I'm open to hearing all the possibilities of making it work so that we can continue. And I thank you guys so much for listening. From my fears to my everything to my rambling, thank you so much. It's important. And maybe this touches you in some way and gets you to come forward. I don't know. Whoever's listening. But as much as I am dreading going to sleep tonight, I really deserve to get some good night's sleep, and I will be using Sacred Space to go to sleep tonight. So, to everyone who's been listening, this is Nicole Johnson Star with the PTSD Retreat Radio Talk Show. Have a good night, all.